16, come on, get 4 more. 17, you got it, come on, come on.
No. I'm done. Okay.
Ready to run a 1.5 miles?
Let's do it.
Test your VO2 max
Got
or
it.
estimate. For resistance training exercises, working on her ankle movements to be more efficient, more powerful, especially because that is quite frequently used in her running. Ankle plantar flexions and ankle dorsiflexions are prescribed. Ideally, this would be with the use of a band, but if you don't have access to a band, my subject does not, a dish towel works just fine. So extending obviously this is going to be done on both ankles for the prescribed sets and reps, but I'll just demonstrate it on my left. This is going to be ankle plantar flexion. So you're going to wrap the towel right around about where the ball of your foot is, and applying pressure, pulling a little bit on the dish towel. You're going to, like you're stepping on a gas pedal and back. Stepping on a gas pedal and back. Ankle dorsiflexion can also be done without a partner if you don't have access to one. Wrapping the dish towel around the top of your foot, holding it with your right hand, applying tension on it. You're going to pull your toes up towards your shin against that tension on the dish towel and back down. Keeping a steady tension applied on the dish towel. This is ankle dorsiflexion. The 4-way hip cycle includes hip flexion, hip extension, hip abduction, and hip adduction. For the demonstration, I'm going to do all of the exercises on the right leg, but for the program, it's going to be done for both legs. You'll just do the right leg and then do all of the reps and sets for the opposite leg. So beginning with hip flexion, I'm going to be in the supine position. You bend your left knee parallel with your right extended knee, and keeping your right knee straight. You're going to raise it parallel with the left knee and lower it back down. For hip abduction, we're going to lay on our left side, working our right hip. And we're slowly going to lift, keeping our knees straight, up. For hip adduction, we're going to lay on our right side and place our left knee over and rest it in front of our right. Laying flat, keeping our right knee straight. We're going to lift it up as much as possible and back down. For hip extension, we'll be in the prone position. Keeping both knees straight, we'll exercise our right leg, our right hip, and we'll keep it straight, extending it back like so. Resistance training exercises working the lower body, squats and wall sits were prescribed. Squats, the starting position is going to be about shoulder width, maybe a little slightly wider than shoulder width apart. Hands behind our neck. We're going to flex at the hips and the knees and go down to about a 90-degree angle in the knee and come back up. Trying to keep our spine in neutral position. For wall sits, we're going to be in about the same position, but our back is going to be resting against the wall. So feet about shoulder width apart, sliding all the way down until we get about a 90-degree angle in our knee. It's really hard with socks on. And keeping our spine pressed up against the wall, not resting our hands for the prescribed reps or sets, and training our upper body with the use of resistance training. Wide base push-ups were prescribed. This is going to be a little bit more than shoulder width apart, and keeping women, I would like for you to try a real man push-up, but if you gotta be on your knees, you gotta be on your knees. All right, so starting in the wide base position, not sagging our butt, we're gonna keep the spine in neutral position, go down to a 90-degree angle in the elbows, and come back up. Resistance training for those core muscles is gonna be forearm planks and butterfly kicks. We'll start with forearm planks. The contact points are gonna be forearms from our wrist to our elbow on the ground and our toes. Everything else is up off the ground. Keeping the spine in neutral position, we're gonna remain stationary for the allotted time. Like so. That's our forearm plank. And butterfly kicks are gonna be in the supine position, laying completely flat, raising our feet about 6 inches from the ground and alternating kicks like this. Here's a demonstration of butterfly kicks. Include jump squats and cycled split squats. Jump squats are the starting position is a little bit more than shoulder width apart, hands behind the neck, and just like a regular squat, but we're gonna do this in fast sequence. When we bend down, jump, back up, jump. And that is to be formed as quick as possible for the prescribed reps and sets. For cycled split squats, I'm gonna start with 1 foot forward. For this demonstration, I'll do my left foot forward, but we can start with either one. And alternate our hands just like in the running position, just like when you put your left foot forward, your right hand goes forward. So our hands are gonna be in sequence, and we're gonna bend down in our lunge position and burst up, alternating for the opposite foot to be forward. So that's going to be performed in a quick manner as well. Also for plyometric exercises, working the upper body, I have prescribed in and out plyometric push-ups. We're gonna start in the wide base position, which is gonna be a little bit farther than shoulder width apart, and using our hands, we're gonna hop into the narrow base position, which is the standard kind of army push-up. Speed exercises just consist of 30-meter, 40-meter, and 50-meter sprints. I would like for this to be on a flat surface, preferably a track, to reduce injury risk and be able to focus just on speed. But this is at maximal effort for the prescribed sets. The exercises I prescribed were high knees, karaoke, and kick butts. These are to be performed before her run as a warm-up, but also to facilitate an improvement in her agility. I'm going to be doing it in a stationary manner for the video, but for her it'll be prescribed for about 25 yards to do there and back for kind of a dynamic warm-up. High knees consist of just like in the same running position, but our knees are going to be brought way higher, as high as possible, getting some flexibility in our hips. So to reap all the benefits for agility, this should be performed as quick as possible. So high knees. And then kick butts are going to be the same thing, as fast as possible. So you're right here. We're going to bring our heel to our butt as much as possible. Karaoke, the athlete begins in an athletic position and pushes off and brings their left foot towards the right foot and crossing it behind. The right foot is moved laterally to return to the starting position. This is repeated quick to work on agility, and for my subject, it would be for a dynamic warm-up. For endurance training, this is my subject's bread and butter. Just for focusing on the prescribed miles, of course, per whatever period of periodization she's in. But for the different intensity, the race pace is going to be what she would work at, not maximal effort, but the maximal effort that she can sustain for that amount of distance. And then long, slow distance is going to be we call this the body pace. Whatever the body determines, I would like for her to just kind of go out there and enjoy the miles, enjoy the music, or enjoy the sound of nature, but not really push for a certain pace. For the miles prescribed for a certain percentage of her heart rate reserve, she was given the equation 220 minus her age to find out that number so she can run around that heart rate, and she can monitor that via her Garmin fitness watch to ensure that she is still making adaptations, still experiencing adaptations from the running, and not detraining, but also not overtraining.